In this video, I'm going to break down my client's brand and let her know what she's doing well, what she could improve on, and my overall impressions along with some suggestions for her brand. My name is Heather Blake, and I've been an entrepreneur for more than 20 years. Along that journey, I went to school for graphic design and I learned a whole lot about marketing and branding.
Right now, I am going to go through some of the tabs that we have here for Alicia's brand review. Now, I am going to start right here. So this is the brand review for Alicia Powers of CoreHarmonic. These are some of my key takeaways. Doing well, your storytelling is amazing. I see this throughout your Instagrams and your section about you on your website. This is a huge strength, and it's going to allow you to be able to connect with your target customers so well. And it's going to allow you to build great relationships, to just increase the effectiveness of your brand and of your business. Now, room for improvement. There is some usage of similar colors across platforms, but not enough that I would say. So try to use similar images and similar colors across all of your platforms. Your Instagram gives a feel that has nothing. Your Instagram doesn't give a feel that has anything to do with food. We'll look at that in a second. And use images that relate to your business and your customers. That's where I see some of the biggest room for improvement is the images that you're using. Words that describe your brand. These are what I see as I am looking through. I see and feel a connection, mostly due to your storytelling. I see compassion, and I feel that this is a very compassionate brand. True. I feel like it's true. Like you're not trying to like spam me or scam me or lie to me, that you are telling me the God's honest truth. You seem very knowledgeable. And I feel like with the blues, and I feel the stories you're telling me, and the idea of the core harmonic. I don't know exactly that core harmonic gives it, but the harmonic gives you a sense of peace and harmony. So do the blues that you're using. Those really help as well. Down here, I have some suggestions, but first we're going to start looking at your website. So I really like the use of the overlays on top of the image. This starts giving that feel of food. You have a good sense, some wording here that, I love the statement, create harmony on your plate. That is perfect. That starts letting you into the whole food aspect of it. And then you go to talk about the sensitivities and things like that. I like that this image does have a T in here, so it kind of pulls you in throughout it that it has to do with food. You're on a computer, but it has to do with food. So I think that's great that these ones as well have the images of food. You do have this reoccurring theme of the blues and a little bit of like this pinky purple. The purple is a little bit more of your logo, that bluish purple, a little less of the pink, but that does help tie in as well. Um, This quote is great, again, with the teacup and some food. So there's that. Then the next one I wanted to look at. So if you click on the learn more up at the top, it brings you to this page. Now, this is the first instance of us seeing this yellow. So it just kind of feels off. I really do like the pop of yellow. It's very bright and happy, but at the same time, it's not anywhere else that I see it. So it does feel a bit off. The place where food loves you back. Oh, actually, this wasn't the place where. All right. It wasn't the learn more tab. There was a different tab that was learn more. But yeah, again, you have a great way of doing a storytelling. And as I read through everything, I did really enjoy being able to read through things. And I loved your scientific approach, your data analytic approach to this. I thought that was great. So I love that in this use of your logo right here. A lot of times when you're using your logo and you're using your imagery, there's not really food associated with it. So I like that you did both the food and the sound waves or whatever waves it is of the harmony. So I really did like that here. Welcome to CoreHarmonic Food, a channel dedicated to the heart and soul of people navigating food sensitivities. I do like that statement, but I wish I didn't have to hit more before I read the words food sensitivities. So maybe a new way of writing that would be great because then you see the food sensitivity, and that is a huge part of your brand. That is what your brand is all about, finding harmony with food sensitivities. So I would make sure that you can rewrite this just so that food sensitivity becomes before that hit more button. If you've ever felt alone in your journey toward eating in a way that is in harmony with your unique body, you're not just a statistic, you're part of a vibrant community seeking relief and connection through nourishing food. I love the way you do that. It feels kind of like a storytelling moment. It also creates so much connection. So I just wanted to, uh, mention those here. Hold on, because there was a place that I missed. So I just want to make sure. Oh, that's not it. Um, Here on your website, when you hit more, learn more. This is the part that I wanted to mention too, I think, right? Oh, okay. I missed it before, but it has your story in it right here about you. That's what I missed. And your struggles with food sensitivity. Now, I started reading this and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel this. I feel it. I live with food sensitivities. My daughter, from the moment, like, it mirrors your story. My now 6-year-old, she had to be on formula, and we could not find a formula that would work for her. We finally eventually had to have a prescription formula, and she has, sensitivities to dairy, to gluten. So I completely connected with you in this story, and that is so great. And I love the why me. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a doctor of medicine. And that's like, okay, I am not in either of these things, but I am a person who has dealt with this. And now everyone that's dealing with this can connect with you that much deeper because they are not nutritionists. They are not doctors of medicine, but they too deal with this. So that was a great moment of creating a connection. All right. So now let me get back to. All right. So now we are back to the YouTube channel. Now, where I see need for improvement is your thumbnails. There is a lack of cohesiveness with between any of them and with your brand. Now, you do have the ability to redo thumbnails. So you can upload new thumbnails whenever you want, and you don't have to redo the video at all. So I would highly suggest redoing these thumbnails and including your blue in them somehow. And what you should do is take a look at other people who are maybe in the same niche as you and look what they're doing for thumbnails. Let's see if there's any here. So like right here, food sensitivity test. That thumbnail right there is more intriguing. These thumbnails are actually even a little bit more intriguing. I mean, obviously, if this fits your thing, you can go for it, but don't just put the word scams on there. Allergy testing, scam. Food sensitivity test debunked. Now I've never heard any of this, but yeah, take a look at some of their images that they have as their thumbnail, and maybe you can create something like that. Canva is a great place to do that. And If you need help with Canva, go to YouTube or you can chat with me because I do use I do use Canva a lot and I actually went to school for graphic design. So this is an easy one to do right down here. This guy here, his thumbnail, and that's something that you create once or get a template in Canva and you just change the words on it, change the picture, and it's going to be like a game changer for the way your images look. So let's see. All right, so now on to your Instagram. You had two different accounts. One of them was a personal account, and the other one was your new business account. Now, I have to say, I loved going through these and reading your little stories about how you learned through play with your nieces, about the story of the Rockettes, the story of you playing football. Now, the one thing I would do is try to, um, tie it into your business a little bit more, tie it into your customer a lot more with some of these, but your storytelling is great. Um, so the other thing that I really want to like stress on, um, that's like such a generic corporate looking image. I just want to use something that looks that corporate. Your business does not feel corporate, and therefore I would not use something that felt corporate. What I would really like to stress is that your images need to be better in order to have a better reach on Instagram. I see here that you talk about not feeling comfortable at this time showing your face, and that's okay. I do, however, recommend having a picture of yourself with your logo next to you, and I'll show you that in my little graphic that I made up. Um, and then maybe here and there a picture or a video of yourself. You don't have to push it all the way. You don't have to go to the point where you're doing it all the time. But here and there would be great because, or if you do one little thing about, like a little video about you and you pin it to the top, then people know who you are. They are able to connect with you better. Your storytelling is amazing, but seeing your face would be that much better. So this image I really did like. Just the one thing I didn't like about it is that it's this bright yellow that we don't really see anywhere. But this here, this is what I'm really seeing a lot of. So where you're taking a picture of a screen, you're taking a picture of a TV, you're taking a picture of a screen here, and of that's the same one, but and of here and here and here and here. So if you're going to make the picture fill the screen, then make sure you've cropped the picture so it fills the screen. So you're not seeing the edge of the TV or whatever it is. Just get up and close, take the picture, do it that way. Um, when you're doing something like this, where you're taking a picture of a computer, now obviously this is something on your screen. You could just take a screenshot of it and share it that way. Or if you're going to take a picture of it as a computer, I would suggest just being straight on. So it's a little bit more straight. It just a little more appealing to the eye. Same thing with this. Um, And I did want to point out, so embeddings create black boxes. With the right approach, you can tease out meaning. This is what CoreHarmonic does best. Well, can I just tell you, I have no idea what CoreHarmonic does best because I did not understand a word of that. I am a firm believer that we so often don't know what others don't know. Um, you know exactly what you're talking about, because that is the way your brain works. That is what you know. You're a data driven person. But not everybody is like that. So you need to take those statements and break it down into words that a fourth grader would understand. Okay, so that's huge. When you're on the internet, make sure a fourth, fifth grader can understand it. And if they can't, then you need to rewrite it. So again, a lot of those pictures where they're just photos of the screen and just a little off-putting. They are definitely not something that Instagram is going to push. Also, things like this, as cool as it looks, just that on its own is not something that Instagram is going to promote because it is very generic looking almost. Some of my favorite images were this one right here, this right here, and then these. The one thing I would suggest with images like this is putting an overlay or putting words on top of them. Because if I'm going through my feed on Instagram and I see piano fingers, I have no idea piano fingers playing a piano, the keys of a piano. I have no idea what that means. Is it a music teacher? Is it someone creating harmony with their body? I don't know what it is. So if you put some words over the top of it, that will be absolutely amazing. Now, this image right here, I just want to point out, I know it's your logo. I just thought it was really cool that you posted it on my birthday, September 26th. So the other images that I really liked, I love the use of pattern here. And that is really eye-catching, especially mixed with the like photos. So you have pattern, photo, pattern, photo. I thought that was a really awesome use, and I think that could be a huge part of your brand. But what, like I said, add some words over the top of it. Okay, so that was that one. Now here is your other one, and it's a lot more of the same thing with photos of the screen. And so definitely see room for improvement. Easy salt and is not exactly pulling me into that photo for words. We want to I'm assuming that was just the closed captioning there. Um, but just so you know, I do love Brussels sprouts, but no, not those old style soggy Brussels sprouts. This knitting looks completely out of character. I don't see anything anywhere on any of your branding that makes me feel like knitting has anything to do with it. So try to make sure that your images relate to your brand. Um, so again, this one's really enticing, and I did enjoy reading your little stories that go along with these, but just having some words that are go with it would be huge. This one, I mean, if you go into edit it, it should allow you to choose um, the cover image and then take the cover image to make sure it has something on the screen. It's not just purple. I did like this image as well. And I liked how it had the blueberries that's tying into your blue logos and the blue of your business. All right. Last thing was your link tree. I thought that was great that you have your link tree, that it's got a blue background. You have a few options of places for them to go, but not too many. Just be careful that you don't start adding more and create too many options for people or make it too busy. That people start going into like decision overload and people don't want to make a decision at that point. They want to just have a couple options, not have to think too hard. And the very last thing is your school. Now, I know you haven't created a school community yet, but I did want to recognize that you had a beautiful picture. And I want to point out this bio, founder of CoreHarmonic Food, a community for people with food sensitivities. I think that is perfect. I mean, maybe not perfect. I don't think anything's ever perfect. You could play with it a little bit more if you wanted to, but this tells exactly what you do. You are the founder. The community, you have a community. It is for food sensitivities. I have no questions. I know exactly what that is now. And so that brings us back to this image that I created. So this is an idea for your Instagram. Like, I just want to zoom in. There we go. So I made this image. I took your profile photo from school. I overlaid your Core Harmonic logo. And I gave you, so this as your Instagram, as your Instagram profile photo allows people to see who you are and put a face to the business. And that makes it more human. And it's easier to create connections when people can put a face to it. It also still has your logo in it. So it gives it a less corporate feel being one of an entire thing. When just your logo in it, how we saw before, it feels corporate. You are not a corporation. You are a person, a small business owner, and you should be seen as one. So then here I gave you some suggestion ideas for how you can create connection with your brand and your profile here on Instagram. So Alicia Powers, food sensitivity specialist. Maybe you don't like the word specialist, but food sensitivity analyst, food sensitivity coach, food sensitivity entrepreneur. I want to see the words food sensitivity and I want to see your name. So if you look up, it shows CoreHarmonic. That is your handle. You could do Alicia Powers, CoreHarmonic, food sensitivity coach, something. I want to see food sensitivity in your title. So then I use this quote, helping navigate food sensitivities. Because the more times you say something, the more people hear it, the more people understand it. And people do not remember it unless they've heard it at least 3 times. Yes, we human beings do not remember anything unless we have heard it 3 times or done it 3 times. So I want to make sure you say it as often as possible. Then I use that word, the wording that you had on your website, creating harmony on your plate. Then you need to do some sort of like, I know what I'm talking about with X years of experience or X people helped and growing. Something that gives you status. Mine says 20 plus years as an entrepreneur because I've been in business for more than 20 years. Um, you know, 50 years, living 50 years with food sensitivity. That automatically, oh wow, you've lived 50 years of your life with food sensitivity. I don't know how old you are. I just pulled 50 out of my hat. Um, it's that gives you some sort of validation and people understand, okay, she knows what she's talking about. Then link and resources and how to work with us. And then you put your link tree. You can change the wording as long as it's something along those lines. This is just what I came up with to fit with your brand, the feel of your brand, the purpose of your brand, which I believe is to raise awareness for the community that you have and the services you're going to be offering. All right, now these are just picked based off of things that I saw on your website. Now, I would like to see you create these on your business Instagram. So one thing I did was symptoms where you could, how to maybe you would put in something there like how to know what the symptoms are, what are the symptoms telling you, information like that. Harmony, this would, be what your brand's purpose is and how you create harmony. Community, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Information about the community, habits, because I did see you have that in a couple different spots about creating the habits, and the benefits of your brand. The benefits of going through this food sensitivity information. I think those are all great things to have right there, that would appeal to your your target customer. Maybe you have better ones than me because you know your business better than I do, and you know your target customer hopefully better than I do. Although I probably know your target customer pretty well now I think about it, since me and my daughter are your target customer. So then I really liked some of the things that you had, like the bowl of cereal and the story that that went along with it, and then asking what is your childhood food memory. So I did put that there and I did not put any words on it, and I think it's okay to do that occasionally. I just don't want it to be an all the time thing. So then this post I put here, thinking that maybe this could be a tagged, a pinned post, core values of CoreHarmonic, and the post would tell your story and what your values are and what your mission is. and pin that to the top. And that way, like you have the pin post here that encourages engagement. What is your earliest food memory? And then you pin to the top, this one about your core values. Maybe it could be a carousel, and the second image could be a picture of yourself or a video of yourself just talking for a moment. And then I went through and just to show some cleaner images, um, ways that you can do images with text overlay. Now, of course, I used this one here, 10 top foods causing issues. Now, I chose that one because one, it had a blue background, but two, because I myself am allergic to corn. Now, this is a way that you can, here are a couple ways that you can do text over your images. And here's another way. I took a quote that you had on your website and I put that on here. So I think that is a great way for you to have posts, is the quotes like that, or maybe just a fact. You could do a fact the same way. Those are intriguing to people. You can even do like a series of facts about food sensitivity. Like corn is one of the top growing sensitivities in the United States. Or, did you know that such and such a symptom is, you know, such and such a thing as a symptom, eczema is a symptom of a dairy intolerance. So those are just ideas that I had, keeping with the blues, keeping with the images, with text so people see it going through their feed, right? You think about it, an image, and then going down your feed as you're scrolling. You want to catch their eye, and you want a reason to catch their eye. Maybe it's that, that cereal bowl that catches their eye, and they might read the first sentence. And if that first sentence doesn't attract them, then they're going to keep going. But most of the time it's something on like a word or something. Symptoms. Oh, I have symptoms. To know if you are food sensitive. Oh, maybe my symptoms are food sensitivity. So they go ahead and read your story. And you have, like I said, the amazing stories. But if you're not catching their eye first and drawing them into that story, you'll never have that chance to connect. Once you bring someone to that story, I think you're going to do amazing things. So, again, let's just scroll up for a second. You're doing well. Your storytelling is amazing. Keep that up. Keep connecting with people. Huge strength. For improvement, keeping consistent images and colors. The food throughout, the blue throughout. You had the blue, like a purple and a green, I think it was in your, I'm like blue, purple, and like a pink maybe, throughout your logo. Make sure you keep those consistent throughout everything. I mean, that is not the end all be all, but it really helps to have brand recognition. The more people see those colors, the more they will remember you and recognize you. Um, your Instagram doesn't give a feel that has anything to do with food. So let's create more images that are food related. See, I picked pictures of people that are eating food, this background with food, use the word food. So that is definitely necessary for your brand. Use images that relate to your business and to your customer. Obviously, people will see themselves and other people and with other stories. If you're talking about childhood food memories, something that looks like a childhood food memory. Um, I have really enjoyed doing this brand review, and I am hoping that this really helps you because I can see amazing things for your brand.
If you would like your own brand review, check out the description for more information.